You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, hello and welcome to another incredible episode of Behind the Mind series, where we dive into the universe of the people who create these marvelous aspirations. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. Big ups to my folks who are Indigos, Crystalline, or the Starseeds, and for my Vigilantes audience family. And of course, my hooligans, and shout out to my people who are vegetarian, pescatarian, or vegans. We are averaging over 41,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 7 solid years. I appreciate all of you guys who have been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, education, news, art, films, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology revolutionaries, educators, visual artists, from authors to professors, and vampires. Or people think they're vampires. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and chat with Dini. So check it out to book an interview or to appear on my other show, Skeptics. Email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That's V as in Victor. Or you can email me at chatwithdini@onlyonemediagroup.com. We hope to get the stories behind these unique people and give them a chance to tell their truth to us and the universe. That's Vigilantes Radio purpose. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Share that number with your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from my website, onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be right here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much. And as always, all episodes are available for free download. You can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Castbox, Player FM, YouTube, or any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. I've conducted over 1,000 interviews and counting. Hello, what is going on, guys? I can't wait to deliver this episode to you. Yeah, I'm super excited. We have a very special guest, an author. So, like I said, can't wait to send this episode to your inbox and share it with you guys, and have you guys give us feedback, and also check out the work from our special guests, right? All right, our interviews are designed to go beyond the music, the news, the books, the arts, the acting, the films, the movies, the technology, the education, the businesses, the entrepreneurship, and sometimes even that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go beyond all that I just mentioned and into the minds of these awesome human beings. You know, the ones who are out here giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. And with that, let's welcome our guest, David Citron, to the show. Hello. Welcome to VRL.
Hi. I guess Ron. This is David Citron. Just checking in. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
Very good. Very good.
All right.
Pleasure to be on the show. So tell me about the radio program. I'm really excited to collaborate. I find that one of the best parts about being an author is getting to meet other authors, other artists, and the like. And I think you mentioned the last part that sometimes you deal with artists and people of the ego and super ego and id and so on and so forth. And psychology has always been something of interest of mine as well. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Well, this program is really dedicated to like the behind the scenes or finding out the why and how people like yourself, creatives, find the inspiration and the aspiration to do what they do and give these gifts to people like me, the world and everything that's involved in how the life cycle goes or the ecosystem works. So that's what we do, man. Kind of dive deep. And you have a compelling story. You have a brand new book, your first book. So tip my hat off to you for that. Yeah.
Thank you. Often I say I wish I wrote like 1,000 books. I mean, I just picked up 3 new books today, all of them in different various categories. One that's just wow. I mean, it's like just a collection of poems, but it's everywhere. It's not, the book isn't even page numbered. I'm not gonna, name names, but I mean, it's just like wow. Each book has got its own different elementals going on, and so. I mean, I guess to start, so my book was written as a semi-autobiography, but written with risk factors, a business plan, and an annual report, because of my background. And also because of the audience that I thought that I might be interested in targeting and reaching out to, because I find that the music industry is one that's very precious and deserves a lot of attention, and many times is not as valued as some of the other, expositions that are out there, or biographies or nonfiction works. So I told that story, So that's what I tried to do.
Man, so given that this is a semi-autobiography, did you have a venture in the music industry?
Did I have a venture? Yes. So one of the first things that I did when I got to NYU Stern was I took an intro to marketing class, and the business plan I kept throughout the years and actually incorporated into chapter 14 of the book called 1-800-GOODIES. And this was for Sam Goody and the record stores, which ultimately became For Your Entertainment. And dealing with each retail manager, interviewing them and their thoughts about overhead expenses, employees, selection variety, management, dealing with customers, ROI, dealing with area managers, communication between stores, and so on and so forth. I had also been in California. So the actual business name was called 1-800-GOODIES. So it was an 800 number. This was before, even if you could believe it, Amazon. It was like 1995, I think, the same time that this happened. And then Cosmo came out, which was a business based in New York with bicycles, bringing not only foodstuffs, but all different types of varieties, including music, at your doorstep, but on a local basis, centralized with bicycles. Same thing with Urban Fetch. So I mean, it was before its time, and I'm just so happy now that my book is self-published on Amazon. I've had the chance to work in consumer electronics. I've worked in streaming media for a Warren Buffett company. I've worked for a modeling agency, talent representation. Did an event in Miami, which is where I'm based now, with DJ Khaled, Ape Drums, Chris Brown's fashion designer, some people who are entertainment attorneys, professors, and the like, all at the University of Miami, bringing out the best in music, media, technology, and fashion. It was called Impact Miami. As far as just being out there, I always try and envelop myself with people that are in the artistic community. I've worked with filmmakers, and then I started a business called CreativeCapitalWorks.com and Pipeline-Entertainment, which was, one, bringing out entrepreneurs in interview sessions like YouTube, and making them into celebrities. So them telling their stories about their corporations, like what you have now with the very Xerox, very common Zoom, and being able to listen to playbacks, webcasts of entrepreneurs and CEOs of established companies. And Creative Capital Works raised capital for different ventures, all different types of ventures in media and entertainment. So working with private equity firms, working with venture capital, and so on and so forth. So the book is just about a guy named Caleb Hernau, named after a fort in Germany. Caleb is an anagram for cable, and he brings everything together through kind of a Siddhartha search for self-actualization through various mentors, teachers, educators, and experiences.
Absolutely. So I can imagine that you are a reader and you enjoy books. You have 3 new ones today. But what inspired you to write your own book?
Well, I wrote it because it was strange. I had an opportunity. I was many years ago working as a talent or actor and model for like 2 or 3 different agencies based here in Miami, then referred from the mother agency out to LA. And I had an offer to work as a talent agent at ICM. I later worked for TalentWorks, Don Casino Productions, and Verve, which is a literary agency. But while I was in LA, I was represented by an entertainment attorney who worked with some of the cachet names. I was training with the Los Angeles Police Department, better to understand law and how it relates to the city of LA, and then at the same time working for a streaming media company called B-Change. So I was putting together a book for quite some time, and then to be honest, one of the characters, Irv, who is the father of Caleb Hernau, and Av, who is the coach back in the day, who taught him everything about nickeling, which is a Philippines dance. He was an athletic coach. Both passed. And then COVID broke out. So I was like, you know what? I have to release this book. I was very hesitant to release the book because, as I mentioned, I did pick up 3 new books today. And they're all kind of biographies or semi-autobiographies nonfiction kind of retellings as opposed to, I don't know, like a Stephen King fiction or James Patterson or David Baldacci, where you don't really get the person, right? Mm-hmm. But on the paper, you really do get the person, just like you and I are interviewing each other for the first time here. We are getting to know each other just by exposition, or just by, talking, just by saying the words that are, on our mind and what we want to express. So it's a little bit psychological. And it's all about finding the right audience, and it's all about finding the right, markets too. I released it because I was really upset about the fact that, I had been in New York just before the World Trade Center incident had happened, and then the stock market crash had happened. And in my book, I actually predict in numerous ways that some of that was going to happen, not the 9/11 incident, but that the stock market was going to tank, and that ultimately those banks that had lost fortunes for so many people actually wound up usurping each other and becoming even bigger, greater conglomerates themselves. Because as I mentioned, I had been a former investment banker, and in many of the chapters it talks about Kalo Hanau being a investment banker in the Media Telecom Group. So I had to release it because I felt like it was kind of like a calling. So I reached out to a lot of different people, and I'm really fortunate to have met, some really great people, including yourself, who have given me the opportunity to express this book in a different format.
Absolutely. Man, that's compelling. So the title is Out of Business Moran.
Yeah.
What exactly is that saying?
Okay, so what's missing is the K, right? From book. Out of business backwards, right? Moran backwards, or anagram, is Roman. I'm a marathon guy, and so whether it be a 1K, a 5K, a 10K, that's something that has been an interest of mine. But I noticed that there was a similarity in terms of this letter K, which is also the number 11, the 11th letter in the alphabet. And New York is our 11th state, and this book primarily takes place in our 11th state, New York. Whether it be 24 karat, I don't really know, but I was thinking about 401ks, 10Qs and 10Ks, which is also, again, an annual report. And, pretty much that. I mean, what was missing was that letter. Moran was based on a bar that everyone at the World Financial Center had gone to, spelled exactly as it is, Moran, not moron, which is, it's so funny because, everyone who was a high-powered Wall Street person, took themselves way too seriously. And they would all convene at Moran, and it was kind of like a St. Elmo's Fire, or a Cheers, where everyone would come out and gather and bond. It's actually called PJ Clark's now. My recent visit to New York, along with everything else that has changed, including Lehman Brothers, which is now Amazon Go. So it's very funny. So yeah, Edward Moran, it's just shortened as Moran. And so, what do you do when you're out of business? You run, and there's also Chapter 11, or the 11th chapter, Chapter K, which is another way of saying, what is it? So Chapter 7 is liquidation, and Chapter 11 is reorganization. So it's a way of settling up debts, and then still being able to continue on with business once those debts are settled.
Man, all right. Sounds like a very interesting read, and I'm definitely going to pick up a copy. So, if you would, let us know where we could connect with you online, and as well pick up a copy of Out of Business Moran.
Sure. So recently, I updated a site, as I mentioned, creativecapitalworks.com, that I had built with my dad, that unfortunately had recently passed along with like everyone else just before COVID, and that is 2020.creativecapitalworks.com. Or you can email me at davidbcitron@mail.com, mail.com, not Gmail, but mail.com. Ultimately, we're developing a site called calebhanel.com, and the book is available at amazon.com/author/David Citron, Citron.
All right. Well, it was definitely an honor having you here with us, David, to share your story and your passion for books and reading and even writing. I assume there's more work coming from you as far as like writing goes. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been throwing around some ideas, including something called Left Brain, Right Brain, which is, as I'm currently a healthcare agent for Aetna, CVS, and Humana, and also working for multiple doctors, starting with the heart and cardiology. I think a lot about different patients and how each person is unique, and the billions of dollars that have gone towards finding cures that aren't really being cured at all, and they're all just machinations and adaptations, slightly here and slightly there, but they're still bringing in billions of dollars for placebos. So I give kudos and thanks to companies like Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and Moderna, particularly Moderna, which is now being able to tackle the Delta covariant. So yeah, I'm thinking a lot about music and how that is the greatest healer. And again, that's the biggest valuation. Just listening to a great song sometimes can get you out of whatever troubles or whatever problems or whatever you're dealing with in a given day, or whatever, just take you to a different place. And that's what I love about radio. That's what I love about, conversation.
sir. All right, Mr. David Citron, man, I just want to thank you once again for being our awesome guest, sharing your insights with us. Much appreciation.
Thank you, Demetrius. It was a pleasure, and all the best. And just one quick question though: where Vigilante Radio? Where does the name Vigilante come from?
Interesting story. So I'm in a rock band, or I was in a rock band, and the name of our band was called No Longer the Hero, and it's because we're big comic heads, and and at that time in our life, we felt like even if we tried, we couldn't be anyone's hero, and it was more of a love thing, tattered hearts, scars, just growing pains. And
well, Demetrius is a Greek name, right? Greek.
It is.
Yeah.
Good call. Yeah. So is my middle name. Yeah, my middle name is Greek.
What is your middle name?
Aquila.
Aquila. Wow. So yeah, so no longer the hero.
Absolutely.
And it was a band that, and I thought I saw something about Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, so I'm a part of the management team and current VP of operations of the website where we distribute records and sell merch. But yeah, I've been a part of the Bone brand for nearly 12 years now, solely with Busy Bone. But I helped with the concerts and other things of that nature.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's really great.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So yes, it was an absolute pleasure speaking with you in now the new year. It's now 5,782. But I wish you the best, man, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely, the same to you as well. Let's connect outside of here and keep up.
Definitely. And a big thanks to Tandy Wilder for putting us together.
Absolutely. Well, take care, David. Have an absolutely amazing night.
All right, you too, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio Live. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, the app Podcast Addict, or over at our website, which again is onlyonemediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you like to request some music or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That is V as in Victor. And here's my disclaimer: we are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, scratch all of that, because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Just kidding. On behalf of myself, Denny, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, at all social media sites, as well as Spreaker, YouTube. We always follow back. Okay, well, just remember to put yourself into everything that you do and never stop investing in yourself. Peace, love, grilled cheese, and talk with you later.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.